All right, so people asked to see page 536, number 17 done out. So we know we have a geometric sequence, and our geometric sequence is 24, negative 18, 27 over 2, so forth and so on. All right, since I can see that I have my first term here, a1 equals 24, I know I'm going to use my regular formula. So I'm going to use the formula a sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. Now this would be great. I could get to my answer right away if I knew r. And I just cannot identify r just by looking at this sequence. So how am I going to find r? I know usually to find r, you take any term and then you divide it by the previous term. All right, so that being said, any term divided by the previous term, I'm just going to start right up here in the front. And I'm going to try negative 18 and divide that by 24. Looks like I can simplify that if I divide both of those by 6. And that will give me negative 3/4. So r is negative 3/4. Now I have my r and I have my a sub 1, or my first term, a sub 1. So I can go ahead and put them in my formula to get my answer. So my answer will be a sub n equals a sub 1, or 24, times the common ratio, which is negative 3/4, all raised to the n minus 1 power. Now, in a regular Algebra 2 class, you would stop right here. You could give that as your formula. I want you to go ahead and simplify the formula for this class. So let's go ahead and break this up into 24 times negative 3/4 to the n power times negative 3/4 to the negative 1 power. And remember, I can always break up my problems in this way, because when I am multiplying like bases, I add the exponents. And if I add n and negative 1, I would get n minus 1. So I can break this up into this multiplication problem. All right, so let's go ahead and continue simplifying. 24, negative 3/4 to the n power. All right, this is tricky. Negative 3/4 to the negative 1 power. I don't want to keep this exponent negative, so I'm going to flip this entire fraction and make it 4 over negative 3, all raised to the first power. Now, anything raised to the first power is just that same thing. So essentially, this is just 4 over negative 3. Now, let's go ahead and multiply 24 times 4 over negative 3. I'm going to do that by cross-canceling, but let me write them next to each other so you can see it out. So 24, essentially over 1, times 4 over negative 3. We're going to multiply them, and then we're going to tack on this negative 3/4 to the n power. So it looks like, let me bring my negative up to the top. I could divide the 3 and the 24 both by 3. This will become a 1, this will become an 8. And then I will have negative 32 over 1, which is just negative 32. So final answer is going to be negative 32 times negative 3/4, all raised to the n power. That is the answer to number 17.